Hi there, just jumping in real quick before we get started to say Happy New Year. I hope you had great, happy holidays, and I hope that your 2024 is off to a fantastic start. Hi there, welcome to Just Me and My Fabric. I'm Angela, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you my January sewing plans and also talk just a little bit about my 2024 sewing goals. If that sounds interesting, stick around. If you have been following my channel for a little while, you may know that January tends to be a pants making month for me. In fact, for the past 2 years, I've given it the hashtag pantsuary just to be kind of silly and make like a big thing about it. And it kind of stemmed from not having very many pants that fit me very well a couple of years ago and just the need to make some pants. So I made, I think, 2 pairs in January of 2022, and then I think 2 pairs just last year. And this year I'm also planning to make 2 pairs. And you may also know, if you've been around with me for a little while, that I am a slow sewist. So getting 2 pairs of pants made in 1 month is kind of like a big deal for me. So I am planning to make the 2 pairs of pants, and I'll share with you guys those patterns and fabrics here in a second. But I've also kind of placed on myself a little bit of a stretch goal, like 2 stretch goals. And one is to finish up my perfect cargo pants. That's been kind of an ongoing series that I've been working on, designing and making my own perfect pair of cargo pants. Perfect in a way that means perfect for my life and the way that I like cargo pants to be. And I haven't published anything on that or made any progress on those pants in quite a while. So I do intend to kind of get going with that again. And then the other thing that's a stretch goal is to make a top. Just a simple knit top, like a long t-shirt. And the reason that I'm kind of adding that into the January plans is that I want it to go with one of the pants that I'm making. So enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump in. I'll show you the plans that I have for January. And then at the end, I'll talk a little bit about sewing goals overall for this year. So the first pair of pants that I want to make is Vogue V1550. I think I'd like to do this shorter length that model is wearing. And I'll flip it around and show you the line drawings too, in case you're interested in that. This is maybe kind of a newer pattern. It was, usually there's the published date somewhere on here, 2021. So it's not really that old, but what it calls for as far as fabrics: linen, silk dupioni, and crepe. And the reason why I pulled this out of my pattern stash is because I am trying to look at some of my older fabrics in my stash that have been kind of lingering around for a little while and kind of get those made up. But this is the linen that I have. It's an oatmeal colored linen, and I got this from fabric.com. So that tells you, I think that fabric.com is no longer a thing, like they go through Amazon now. So I've had this for quite a little while, probably at least 2 years, maybe 3 years. Can't remember exactly when I bought it. So I thought that this would be perfect to make that pants with. It almost matches just what she's wearing there. I thought that would be really lovely. And while it won't really be like a wintertime pair of pants, I will appreciate these once spring and especially summer gets here. So that is one of my pantsuary pants plans that I have. And then the other pants that I am going to make in January are the Style Arc Parker Ponte pant. This is just what I printed out. Now that we have a working printer in our household again, that was kind of our household's gift to itself. My husband and I didn't do gifts to each other this year. Instead, we did 2 kind of bigger gifts, the Christmas gifts, that is, for the household in general. And one of them was a new printer, because we haven't had a functional printer here in many months. And that kind of puts a drag on printing out PDF patterns. And then the other thing that we got was a new Instant Pot, because our other one was kind of becoming dysfunctional, and we've been nursing it along for a while now. So now I can print out this Parker Ponte, and kind of in the vein of using up some fabrics that have been in my stash a little while, I have this kind of clay or red brick color. This is not actually a Ponte, it's a French terry, but I'm thinking that it should work out just as well, at least well enough. So these aren't meant to be like form-fitting leggings, so I don't think, the fact that it may not have quite as much stretch as a Ponte, but it kind of does. I've never sewn with the French terry. I got this from, I think, Style Maker Fabric from their selvage yard, either last year or maybe the year before. Has a decent amount of stretch to it, and I think it'll do fine for these Parker Ponte pants. The only Ponte that I have on hand is a dark brown, like a chocolate brown one that I already made a pair of pants out of last year. So I need to mix it up a little bit. So once I had decided to make pants out of this fabric, I was still kind of in the spirit of looking at my older fabrics. And I came across this knit here that I got from Joann's maybe a year or two ago. And my intentions for this were to make a pair of leggings with it. But once I saw that it kind of goes pretty well with this French terry, I don't know if you can see the little pinkish flowers look really good with this. At least they do in real life. I'm not sure how that's coming across on the screen. I thought, wouldn't that make a cute outfit, even just for, maybe primarily just for kind of hanging around the house or going out for walks or something like that. So I am going to make a long sleeve t-shirt out of this knit. And I'm not using a pattern per se. I'm using some tissue pieces that I made up myself from an old shirt that I love the way that it fit. I've done that with a few things now and had pretty good success. I've made at least one shirt using that. What I did was just to take that, it was a store-bought, ready-to-wear long sleeve t-shirt, and I just loved the fit so much. It was just perfect, like for my body shape, that when it kind of started getting like worse for the wear, I went ahead and just cut the pieces apart, trace them onto tissue paper, kind of like what I've been doing with my cargo pants, if you followed that series. And it worked out really well. So I made the shirt that I made out of that was out of a medium blue jersey knit that I just use for a sleep shirt, and it works well. So I'm going to do the same thing with this, only I probably will wear this more for like an outside, like an awake, not a sleep shirt, but something I wear either when I'm hanging out at the house or just doing little piddly things outside, maybe puttering around in the garden or something like that, at least until the weather gets warmer, because this will be long sleeve. I have 2 yards of this, and so I know that I'm going to end up with some leftovers. But hopefully not too much leftover, or enough leftover that I can make maybe a tank top out of it. We'll see. So there you have it. Those are the 4 things. Did I cover that? I got the linen pants, the Parker Ponte pants, the cargo pants, which I may not finish this month, but I'm at least going to make substantial progress on, and my long sleeve knit t-shirt. Yeah, and this flowery, the green material, it's just a jersey knit, in case I didn't say that. Soft, feels really nice. I just fell in love with the pattern of it, and I love pretty much anything green, and green is one of the colors that suits me pretty well. So I had to get this when I found it. I actually bought that in store at Joann's, and like I mentioned, it's been a while, maybe a year or two ago. So those are my January sewing plans, and you may be wondering if you saw a recent video from probably December where my next make was going to be this Marlowe sweater. This is going to get put on the back burner for a little while because I have to stick with my tradition of pantuary. So not I'm still going to make this out of that sweater knit that I love and bought just for this. It just may not get done in January. Maybe I'll push it off to February. So those are my plans. And if you're interested in hearing what my goals are for this year, I'd like to talk a little bit about those. I did do kind of a goal wrap up video for how did 2023 work out. If you missed that, I'll put it in the description below. But what I found after giving it some reflection is that maybe it wasn't like the wisest thing to set 8 specific goals. And maybe the more practical approach would be to have general focus areas for this year. So, what I mean by that are just work on fit adjustments in general, not specific ones, but as I make each new thing this year, just really try to hone in and perfect the fit. And then another area would be to focus on making garments that I will actually wear. So it's fun to make like the fancy garments and the dresses and things. And I still will do that. But given that I really don't wear dresses that often, except for special occasions or weddings and whatnot, it makes more sense for me to try to focus on garments that I'll wear in my everyday life, like the long sleeve knit t-shirt or the comfy Parker Ponte pants or the linen pants. Those are ones that I know that I'll reach for probably over and over again, rather than something that might get worn once or maybe twice, um, maybe once a year, if even that much. So that's kind of what my thoughts are. I still do plan to get a serger and learn how to use it. And one of you guys had the great, brilliant idea of test driving some before I narrow it down to which one I decide to get. I love that idea. So one thing I'm going to do this month is to go into some of the local shops that sell sergers, whether it's a sewing machine shop, Joann's, a quilting shop, or what have you, and just test out some of the sergers and then kind of narrow it down and make my decision. So that will definitely be a concrete goal still for me this year, to get a serger and learn how to use it. And there's two more areas that I'm kind of going to focus on this year. And one of them is learning how to make active wear, and specifically a swimsuit, maybe a bra or some panties or something that is more form fitting and that uses special materials that I don't often use, like lycra, spandex, and things like that. So I don't have it pinpointed specifically yet, but it is like a focus area that I want to work on this year. And then the other one is just to get back into quilting. And I'm not going to set hard rules and deadlines on I must finish X number of quilts that I have in progress. But I don't want to lose sight of it and another year go by and I haven't made any progress at all. So I do have 3 quilts that are currently in various stages of completion. So if I just get one of those finished this year, I'll call that a win. Or maybe 2 of them finished, or one finished and some progress on another one. So kind of a little bit more practical approach with my goals this year for sewing. What about you guys? Have you set any sewing goals for 2024 or quilting? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. I love sharing these kind of things and helping us reach our goals together. We can hold each other accountable a little bit if that's what we need. I'm someone who definitely benefits by having someone hold me accountable for sure. And that's about all that I have to share with you guys today. I hope that you'll come back later in the week. I'll be back Friday or maybe Saturday. And I don't have a planned topic yet. It'll kind of depend on how far I get with any of these sewing projects. I can't decide if I want to do the Parker pants first or the Vogue pants, or it may just be the next step on the cargo pants. So hopefully I will come back to you guys with some progress on something. Otherwise, it might be a Friday sews where we just talk about how our week went sewing, non-sewing, life in general, and everything like that. And just want to remind you guys that the channel does have a member program now. And if you're looking for a way to support the channel, if you click on the join button that's below this video, you can learn a little bit more. So what it is, there are a couple of different tiers where you can join, and you just pay like a small monthly fee, kind of like Patreon, and you get member benefits for doing that. And those kind of vary based on the level. And I'm not trying not to push that too hard, but I think that it will be so much fun. We're doing live chats every month, at least one per month right now. And this is really something new. I just started it towards the end of December, but you'll get behind the scenes looks at everything going on in the sewing room, purchases that I make, fabric like splurges or what have you. Those are the kind of things that I'll be sharing over there. And I'll eventually share those things on the channel too. So I think like the biggest benefit right now would be the live chat. And those are just being done here on YouTube for now, but there's talk of maybe moving those to a Zoom platform where we can all kind of see each other and verbally chat with each other, which is much more fun than just me talking at you guys and you guys having to type it in. So stay tuned for that. That'll kind of fine tune as we go along. And then the next tier up, it adds additional benefits such as picking a pattern for me to make each month and things like that. So check it out. If you have questions, let me know. And otherwise, I will see you this weekend. Thanks so much for watching. I greatly appreciate you spending your time with me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.